On Election Day last Tuesday, John Cranley swept into the mayor's office by a 58 to 42% margin. Three reasons for that victory stand out. According to our reporter Chris Wederick, voters were fed up with the escalating price of the city's streetcar, dismayed at a deal to lease the city's parking meters, and because Cranley's opponent, Roxanne Qualls, broke the #1 rule in politics: don't let your opponent define you. Now, Cranley is defining his priorities for the future, which begins when he is sworn in as mayor of Cincinnati on December 1st.
I'm going to reach out to all the members of council who are elected and start working on moving this city forward on the priorities that I think they really want, which are, police and fire, and reducing the violence, and investing in jobs and job creation, and building a more inclusive city.
Three new members were also elected to City Council: Kevin Flynn, Amy Murray, and David Mann returning to Council. Lori Quinlivan and Pam Thomas lost their seats, as did Roxanne Qualls. She actually gave up the seat to run for mayor. To provide some analysis on what happened and why, Business Courier editor Rob Dahlmeyer is joined by local political expert and Xavier University political science professor Gene Beaupre here in the studio. Gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Brian. Gene, thanks for being here.
Glad to be here.
A couple different surprises. I thought some of the new faces on council were, at least to me, a bit of a surprise. I think the giant margin that Cranley won, I don't know that many people thought it would be that big, but the turnout was really not great.
It was not only surprising, it was discouraging. I mean, it's the lowest turnout in the last 5 elections as I look back. And, not only was there a mayor's race, which you would think would be a draw, not only was the mayor's race really have issues that people could relate to, but it was the first time we were voting, I think, in the history of our charter for 4-year terms for council members. And ironically, Lori Quinlivan, who was the principal advocate for that, lost in that. And, you think if people didn't show up, or even if they did, but in either case, it's 4 years now before you get to make a judgment about your council member again, and I think that's daunting.
Yeah, so we've got a long time with this group here.
Right, we do.
And so what are they going to do moving forward? Cranley ran really on 2 issues. He was going to stop the streetcar, and he was going to try to get rid of this parking lease deal that, has been fairly controversial. It looks like he has the votes on council. He has enough allies on council, but what are they going to do starting when they're sworn in next month? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I think even prior to that, the mayor-elect has to organize council. He has to decide who's going to chair what committees. This is one of the powers the mayor has, which he can use either to, reward his friends or punish his enemies. And we'll see what he does with that. He's made some noises about it, but he's been pretty quiet about it. And he does have a majority on those 2 issues. Council is much less partisan. There isn't a block of Democrats, a block of Republicans, and so forth. And they will have to form coalitions around every kind of issue. One of the things that happens when you get elected to council is you don't just get to go in and push your issue. You have to deal with every issue that comes before you. And that can be not only a weight on you, but you have to compromise with people and all that. So he needs to have some control over that, and he does at this point. But going forward, we'll just have to see. As you say, it's 4 years.
It's 4 years, and it's really going to be a lot, especially the first couple months, I think, are going to be could be dramatic. Well, thanks for being here, Gene.
Sure.